Okay, well, I'll tell you one thing. This is the yarn part 2, late night yarn. Of course, the videos will eventually be shared to YouTube once I've completely finished uploading every single video that I'm going to do tonight before I plan to go to bed. Yeah, I've just noticed I've got a lot of grey, silvery grey hairs coming through, and it's quite a lot. I'm not gonna pluck them out. I want to do some wicked ass stuff with my hair. You see, I personally do not have fear of death. I do not have fear of getting older. I say people out there who do have fear of death and do have the fear of growing older, I say embrace it. Embrace it. Age gracefully. Don't do, plastic surgery and Botox and all that crap. Just wash your face every day, put your moisturizers on, anti-aging cream, and that's it. And don't wear packed on makeup. Wear it softly, wear it lightly. Don't look like a clown, like as the years go on, just simply age gracefully and don't be afraid, No one's perfect. We're not going to stay young forever. We're all going to eventually get saggy skin, wrinkles. Some of us will put on weight. Some of us will drop weight dramatically as we get older. It just depends on the individual, really. When people are getting much older and, they're thinking about death, some of them get so fearful that it literally affects their life. And I say, don't let it affect your life. Don't be fearful of death. Trust the process. You know what I mean? You will only go when it's the right time and when it's your time. And no matter how the circumstances are when you pass, yes, people, are going to miss you and people are going to grieve over you. But just remember, you did the best you could in this life. And you just got to go with the flow in the spirit world and see what happens. None of us truly knows the truth about anything and where we're truly going to go. Some of us, me personally, right, I don't care where I end up. It's not going to bother me because I'm going to be determined to learn no matter where I go. I'm determined to do good things. Even as a ghost, I will be out there protecting children. I will be doing good deeds no matter what. Even if I just say die tomorrow, right? And I find that I don't cross over to the other side, I'm earthbound and I'm a ghost, well, I will, take each day as it comes being a ghost, earthbound, and I would, do good deeds and I will learn new things and I'll do everything I can to enjoy it, no matter where I go. I believe the learning doesn't stop. You will continue to keep learning even after death in the spirit realms. It's not going to stop. Just when you think, oh, I'm dead. And the next second, probably a spanner will be thrown in the works for you and you have to learn another new set of things, It's like a never-ending learning experience for us all. I reckon I'm right, to a certain extent. I don't think it's ever going to stop. We're probably going to die, right, and be reincarnated again and come straight back. You know what I mean? I do believe in reincarnation. I do believe in some circumstances it happens for some people. Not for all, though, maybe for some. I do believe to a certain extent that we're probably being given a choice, like, do you want to come back? Our spirit guides will ask us that question. Do you want another chance at life to correct your wrongs and whatever? Who knows? That's the thing. That's why when it comes to the Bible and religion, I butt heads with a lot of fanaticals because they think that, I'm going to go to hell. And they've pointed it out to me more than once. And I'm thinking, well, look, if that's the case and they're 100% right, well, if that's where I go, that's where I go. I'm not going to let that scare me. I'm not going to have any fear of death and where it's going to take me. I've got no fear of death. It's no different to falling asleep. And when it's, depending on the circumstances, if it's, just say a freak accident, well, it happens quick and swift, doesn't it? You die quick, painless. Like I say, don't be afraid of dying, and for the young people out there that are scared to grow old, don't be. Don't be. You got nothing to be afraid of. Everybody goes through it. Everyone, like, it's just how you deal with it. Like, I watched this really amazing little mini documentary about this girl called Claire, and she had cystic fibrosis, and she died at the age of 21. She had it since birth, and her attitude, her outlook, she was inspirational. She achieved a lot of stuff before she died. But I tell you, she just made me smile. I'm thinking, gee, she is strong, and she's got no fear at all. And she, didn't let her chronic disease define her. You know what I mean? It's people like that I absolutely adore and admire. People who have no fear at all of change, no fear of death, no fear of, religion. They're not so fanatical to the point where they're fearful of God, fearful of our Creator. I say don't be, but there are people out there that say, well, you should be, because if you don't do what God tells you, you're going to go to hell. You're going to be punished. Don't you see? That's the thing. If people are 100% logical, can't you see that it's just, another way to steer fear in people? It's another way of creating fear and control and master manipulation. It's like, come on. But look, that's just my opinion. Okay, I'm not going to force people to think like me and to believe in what I believe in. But, if I'm wrong and I was meant to worship a God and I was meant to stick to every single thing in the Bible and, if I'm going to go to hell, you never know, those people might be right, then I might go to hell. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to make the most of it and I'm going to make the best of it. Even if I'm getting tormented, I'm still going to find a way to see the good and the bad and the bad and the good. Let me put it to you that way. So if you're going to be put in a hellish situation, if you're going to be trapped for thousands of years, just say in hell, as they claim, I'll say make the most of it while you're down there. Learn. The learning never stops no matter where you go. That's the point I'm getting at. And when you're in there, just say you're trapped in hell or whatever, while you're in there, constantly have your mind elsewhere by mentally meditating and talking to a heavenly creator, even though that you're trapped in hell. Let me put it to you that way. That's what I would do. Oh yeah, if I die and I go and meet my heavenly creator and he says, you were not worshipping me or whatever the case may be, or I don't know you, as what they claim, that Jesus will turn around and say that, I don't know you because you never let me into your life. I'll be like, okay, fair enough. I'm not going to argue. I'll cop my punishment sweetly on the chin. And I'll be like, okay. And if he says, I'm going to cast you to hell for 10,000 years, I'll be like, okay, no problem, And I'll go willingly. I will not be kicking and screaming. I will cop my punishment sweetly. I'm a strong believer in that. You must cop your punishment sweetly because it's a learning curve. It's meant to teach you something. It's meant to make you stronger and wiser, That's why a lot of people don't like karma. And I say everyone is served with karma. No one escapes their karma. Let me put it to you that way.